Alright guys, we're going to try something different this week. So, I've already watched Raw and SmackDown, but you guys haven't. So, we're going to see if you can predict what happened, okay?
Daddy, I want to see Raw and SmackDown.
You can watch them, but we've got to do the quiz first, okay? Alright, so Mason's going to answer first. So, in the match between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, who ran away? Was it Dean or Seth?
Oh, that's hard. I'm going Dean. Dean.
Correct. Who tagged with Ronda this week? Was it Ember, Mickey, or Sasha?
Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks.
No, it was Ember Moon. Who retired this week, possibly through injury? Was it Bray Wyatt, Rhino, or Zack Ryder?
Zack Ryder.
I guess Jay wants to answer first on this one.
Rhino.
It was Rhino, so Mason got that one. Who did the Lucha House Party face this week? Was it AOP, the B Team, or the Revival?
The B Team. AOP.
None of you got it right. It was the Revival for a third week in a row. And last question in this round. Who said, "One day we'll wrestle the Revival and everyone will rejoice"? Remember this tweet. Was it the Briscoes, the Golden Lovers, or the Young Bucks?
The Briscoes.
Do you want me to read them
The
again,
Golden
Jay?
Lovers.
Oh, it was the Young Bucks. All right, Mason got 2 and Jackson got 1.
M is for Mason.
G is for Graham.
B for Thatcher.
This is the Mgb Wrestling Podcast, the podcast with PG-rated material accessible to wrestling fans of all ages.
My name is Graham Bagshaw, and my co-host and creator of this podcast is proof that wrestling fans live with their parents. My 10-year-old son, Mason. Alright, Mason, so last week we did the Nova Pro review, so we came out on Monday, so if you haven't listened to that, go check that out. Do you want to start us off on Raw?
Sure. So, my third moment is the whole Lucha House Party versus Scott Dawson.
Alright, now tell us, is this a positive thing or is this a bad thing? Because sometimes it's just things you want to talk about, and sometimes it's things that you thought were good, sometimes you think things that you thought were bad.
How was that a fair match?
What do you mean?
That's, not a good moment.
Okay,
That's
why?
3-on-1.
But they followed Lucha House rules.
Yeah, so?
The Revival don't have to agree to that match. Now, I played bad cop on my other podcast this week, so I'm going to defend the Lucha House Party. I think Jackson, originally Jackson, Mason, and I are the only people that seem to like the Lucha House Party.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we're down to 2 now.
No,
then.
I like them.
If you don't think this is a fair match, I have no problems with this. If that's the Lucha House rules, once you tag in, then once you roll out, the next person comes in.
I know, but...
They did that the whole time.
The other person didn't fight for the Revival.
Bad luck. Get a tag in. You could do the other team tagged in, and then they came in. They could do the same thing.
He was on the outside the whole time. I thought it was a 1-on-3 match.
Oh, if it was, then I wasn't aware of that.
Because he was on the ring apron the whole time.
Oh, if that was true, then I missed that.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, in that case, then it was a handicap match. Because I don't think he had to agree to that match. I don't think that was settled by Baron Corbin.
True.
Because they'd lost, they'd actually had 2 previous matches. This was the 3rd week in a row they'd actually fought. Mm-hmm. So, well, if that's true, then I would agree. That's kind of strange why they would agree to that. I didn't like it in the sense that the Revival are getting shut down again. I like the Lucha House Party, but I don't think the Revival deserve to lose 3 weeks in a row. Sure. I would certainly agree with that. I thought it was a straight tag team. If it's a straight tag team, I have no problems playing under Lucha House rules. Considering one of them's like 160 pounds. They barely, I'm going to say, they would be fairly low weight even if they're on 205 Live. So when you fight in certain tag teams who are over 200 and possibly even over 250, you got to have some advantage. So, I don't know. All right, okay, that's fair enough.
Fight it.
Now, Dash Wilder's actually, his eye was really banged up after the match. His eye was almost closed. It looked like a boxing match, like when they get punched in the face and their eye closes. His eye was closed, and he was sort of massaging it and rubbing it, and it looked pretty bad. So, yeah, he definitely took a beating in that match.
Oh, when your eye gets damaged, it closes?
Yeah, or if you're getting like an allergic reaction. I had an allergic reaction once at Thanksgiving. I stroked somebody's cat, and I must have touched my eye or something, and then suddenly my eye just started, and it just closed up, and it looked like I'd been hit in the face. It was really bad. So if you get hit, it's like the eye's defense, I guess, and it helps you to recover.
I remember when I used to go over to the neighbor's house, and they had a cat named Max. I'm not allergic to my cat because I've been with her for a long time now.
Yeah, you get used to it.
But their cat, I used to feed them when they were away and we were here, so I used to get all puffy and red in the face.
Yeah, you get the same thing. I think it's just something that's passed down. Yeah, I have it as well. If I stroke a cat that I'm not used to, or when I used to go back to my parents in England, when I was in college, I used to get it.
I'm not really allergic to him, though.
I'm not either. I wonder
and
if
they're both black cats, too, though.
Now, I didn't used to grow up with a cat, so I don't know if living with a cat has helped build up my immunity. You know how like with germs? I don't know if it's that same thing. All right, let's keep going. Let's talk some wrestling on this wrestling podcast. All right, what you got for your second moment?
My second moment is Nia Jax was a basketball player before coming to the WWE.
Yeah, she was, and I don't remember hearing that before. Did it give any more details?
I couldn't read it.
Because we had to watch that. You were kind of late this week. We had to watch Raw and SmackDown on the same night, so you had to watch the very short.
That's
highlights.
all I read. I think it might have been I think she might have been WNBA.
Oh, okay. Now I'm assuming because you were surprised by it, and I was like, well, she's tall as well, though. If you compare her, she's obviously big anyway, but she's also tall, so she could definitely post up. I can't see any problems with that. Can you imagine her setting a screen or something? That would be tough. And she can set blocks up. Or can you imagine trying to physically get over her for a shot? I think she could definitely do that. I'm not surprised. I think a lot of these people have backgrounds in other sports. I know Alexa Bliss had a soccer background at one point.
Oh, she did?
Before cheerleading. And I'm trying to remember, one of them has a volleyball background as well. And I can't think who that is right now off the top of my head. I remember hearing one of those. So, yeah, I guess it's that whole mentality, that athlete's mentality.
One of the teachers at my school used to play volleyball for oh my gosh, it was either Notre Dame or Michigan. I think it was Michigan.
Wow, that's a big school. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Okay, anything else, or do you want to move on to your number one moment?
My number one moment is Dolph turns on Drew when Drew gets his Raw Award of Excellence.
I don't even know what that Raw Award of Excellence was.
I think it's kind of like the School of Excellence.
I've never seen one in wrestling before. Oh. It looked like a Baron Corbin thing. It looked like, and I'm sure it was set up like this, as his way of congratulating all the people that basically support him. People who've been watching his back to stop Braun Strowman basically beating him up a few weeks ago. But it did seem...
Wouldn't he fired Charlie or whatever?
Who's Charlie?
The one that gave away his hiding spot.
Oh, I think that was an accident. I don't think they would do that, and they wouldn't want to get rid of Charlie Caruso anyway. I think she's probably too big of a star for that show to want to get rid of. But so what did you think then about Dolph? So has he turned face?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it looked like him and McIntyre were gonna be together, and as far as I can tell now, it doesn't look like it.
No.
Not anymore. I know it was Finn Balor that interrupted their match.
Yeah.
That played a big part in him winning. I thought the thing that was funny in that match was when he just beat the 10 count, right? At the end of the match, and then Dolph's still lying on the floor. Suddenly Dolph gets up off the ground really quickly, does one kick, and then can't even pin him. He literally just falls on top of him. So he had enough energy to get up super quick, and then, no, done. I got no energy whatsoever now. I can't even do a pin. I've just literally got to fall on top of him. But I would say that was a bit of a bad moment for me at the end. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Dolph. Is he going to have a role? I think McIntyre is going to be the bigger figure.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens with him then, I guess. Any honourable mentions?
No.
All right.
Wait, yes, I do have one.
Okay.
Baron Corbin is the official GM.
Not yet.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it said that if he beats Braun Strowman, he becomes. Now, Matt actually mentioned this. He was like, I think it's still scheduled on TLC, even though Braun's injured right now. And that was the thing. If he beats Braun at TLC, then he becomes the general manager.
Oh.
So I'm kind of interested by that. Obviously, they didn't say straight away, hey, Braun, he's had surgery. He's going to be out for months or weeks or whatever. So he obviously won't make that match. They've still left that open. All right, so I'm going to ask you then. Does Braun Strowman turn up at TLC?
That's hard.
It is. It makes sense that he would, but that injury, that was a legitimate injury as far as we know. Now, we've been tricked before on things like this, when they go, yeah, he's injured, and he's not, and he'll come back, or, yeah, he's leaving, and then he doesn't. Like Braun Strowman. Not Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar. We thought he was leaving for UFC, I don't know how many times.
I was like, yes.
And, and so now I don't know. So what are you calling?
I kind of want Brains to come out.
Who's Brains?
His brother.
Oh, his brother. I'd forgotten about him. Well, in that case, then, he would still be the general manager, though. Because it's got to be Braun Strowman that beats him. But
I think it's going to be Braun.
Now, the thing that's kind of interesting for me that they kind of glossed over a little bit, my understanding was Kurt Angle was asked to take, you're not losing the general manager, we just want you to take a break for a little bit. It's been more than a little bit. It's been several months now. He won that match. He's won a few wrestling matches as well, and he'd be like, I'm coming back. And I don't know. We haven't seen him either. I honestly don't know.
Is he still recovering from the angle lock? Is it the angle lock or the ankle lock?
Well, it's an ankle lock, but obviously with it being Kurt Angle, it's the angle lock, so they kind of switch it. I hadn't thought of this until now, but how about this for a possibility then? They substitute in Kurt Angle for Braun Strowman. So then whoever wins that match becomes the general manager.
Yeah.
So then Braun Strowman still has a chance, which he was promised, but then Angle has a chance to get it back as well. That wouldn't be a bad little storyline. I think that might possibly work.
Oh, I thought that it might be that Braun's fighting, Kurt interferes, and then Braun wins. Or Brock Lesnar might come out.
How about this as another possibility as well? Braun Strowman could just fight one-handed.
True.
Just because he's injured one hand? Mm-hmm. He could fight one-handed.
Yeah.
I would still take Braun Strowman one-handed against Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Get this hand. That could be his new t-shirt. Alright, I had one thing that I'm surprised you didn't pick as one of your moments. I thought you would for sure pick something from Seth and Dean. With them being part of the Shield, I know you like those guys. I thought you would pick something
Getting
better.
injected in the behind with a shot?
That wasn't this week.
Oh.
I
saw it on there.
Yeah, because they were recapping what happened on the previous week.
Oh.
I thought when they came out into the ring, and he came out with all his SWAT team, and he had those masks on.
Oh, that was this... Oh.
This was what you watched last night. This is why you take notes.
I saw when he got injected.
That was the highlights from last week.
No, I thought it must have been a recap.
You thought he had a second injection? Can you imagine if that came up on every week, he got an injection in his butt? That would be like the worst storyline ever. Alright then, well that didn't resonate with you at all, so we'll just move on. Alright, so we're going to do like we did for the first segment. As you hadn't seen SmackDown at this point, we did another little quiz with you and Jackson to see if you could predict what actually happened on SmackDown. Alright, you won the first one, so it's an important one for Jackson. Alright, let's see how you guys did. Alright, let's move on to SmackDown then, and we'll do the same sort of thing. Alright, what was Daniel Bryan's new nickname? Was it the new Daniel Bryan? Was it number 0, or was it the woman?
The woman.
You changing your answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
The new Daniel Bryan.
It was the new Daniel Bryan. Seeing as Becky became the man, I thought I'd see if you wanted to believe that one. All right. Which word did Daniel Bryan use a lot this week? Was it fickle, pickle, or tickle?
Tickle?
Pickle?
Nope, it was fickle. All right. What did Samoa Joe hold in a promo this week in his hand? Was it a banana, I'll do my American accent, a beer, or a belt?
A belt.
Belt.
Nope, it was a beer. He was tormenting Jeff Hardy.
Daddy, was it root beer?
No, it wasn't a root beer. I don't think so. It should be on a PG show, though, shouldn't it? All right. Who teamed with Charlotte this week in a tag team match? Was it Asuka, Becky, or Carmella?
Carmella? Becky. It was Oscar. You guys are good at avoiding the answers. All right, Mason's got one question, though, so let Mason answer first, Jay, okay? Otherwise, he could say the same as you and automatically win, which we're not going to let him do. Who won in a triple threat match between Cesaro, Jey Uso, and Xavier Woods?
Cesaro?
All right, Jay. So you obviously don't want to pick the same as Mason. So was it Jey Uso or was it Xavier Woods?
Jey Uso.
Correct. You got one, and Mason got one. So you tied on SmackDown. Yeah. Overall, Mason got the win in the first week because he won on Raw. All right, thank you, guys.
We both tied. We both win.
You both won. There you go.
Now, actually, perhaps I should have said, I think it was this week's episode of Raw was actually the lowest rated episode.
It was?
And the previous week, everyone said it was absolutely terrible. What did you think about Raw this week?
It wasn't that bad.
A lot of people say it was terrible. I didn't think it was that bad, but I didn't think it was great either. It's still on a... It's funny, when we start doing these podcasts, it used to be that Raw was always good and SmackDown was always bad. And I think it's the exact opposite now. I love watching SmackDown now.
And NXT is way better than all of them.
I would agree. I would totally agree with that as well. All right, let's go on to SmackDown then, which I thought was definitely the better of the two shows, again, this week for the multiple consecutive weeks. What moments have you got for this?
My third one is Truth TV bombs Miz TV with a dance break.
They did. Even Matt liked that.
He did?
Yeah, he didn't like the flossing, of course. But no, I like it. I like R-Truth. I like Carmella. It was a shame that we only get to see him for, is it 8 seconds that they do? I don't remember how long their breaks are. 7 seconds. It's a shame we didn't get to see more of them this week.
I'm glad we didn't get to see them on SmackDown 1000.
We did, yeah. They actually opened. I'm still amazed that they opened the show. Yeah. That shows you how much faith they have in them for such a big show that they actually started off in the ring.
R-Truth's getting old, isn't he?
Oh, he's 46, I think, 47. Yeah, he's got a few years on it.
Still doing good compared to the King.
Yeah. Yep.
That amazes me. I want to see Papa do that.
I don't think so. I think it takes a certain type of person, and I think he's an exception to the rule.
Our 97-year-old, my great aunt still does golf.
I think she had her 98th birthday this week.
Oh, I thought it was 97.
Oh, it was 97. I know she had a birthday this week because I saw it on Facebook. And bowling, she used to do bowling still as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do. I think it depends on the individual. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's not just the age. I think it depends on the individual as well. But yeah, no, R-Truth's kept himself in shape. Still going strong. I say PCO's even older than that. There's always examples and there's always exceptions, but there's people younger than him who've had to retire as well. So
yeah,
I think you need some luck as well that you don't get injured with things like that. All right, what about your number 2 moment?
My number 2 moment is Brian helps The Miz.
Yeah.
Didn't they used to hate each other and hit each other with chains and?
I think it was more a case of he helped him because it messed with AJ Styles. I don't think that if it was for any other reason, I don't think he would have helped him. I think it was just for that reason. But yeah. Yep, the new Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
What do you think of that nickname?
I hate him even more.
Oh, you hate him now?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Especially, I learned something new now. Okay. I learned that fickle is it's like when the fans change their emotions about a wrestler.
Now, I gotta tell you this. We're recording this Thursday afternoon. View from the Top Rope just released their latest episode, which they recorded last night. Episode 75 is called Fickle, Pickle, Tickle, which was the same question that we recorded last night as well. We must have recorded it about the same time. We didn't talk about this at all. I just wanted a word that rhymed with fickle for the quiz, so I was like, well, pickle, obviously. And I was going to put sickle in. I was like, well, you're not going to know what that is. And as soon as I picked tickle, I knew Jay was picking tickle, obviously, because I missed the tickle from Mr. Man. But
so we were listening to a song in the car, and it was about Grinch, and they were talking about how he was mean. Mm-hmm. They called him a heel.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I wonder how old that is, because that's normally, I'm going to say these are fairly new words, and I remember Ric Flair talking about how he didn't like people using the vocabulary like kayfabe and heel and babyface. He doesn't like when the fans use that. He likes it when the wrestlers talk about that. So it's a fairly recent thing that was talked about. I never used to talk about heels and faces when I used to watch wrestling in the early 2000s. I never used to talk about it in that terms at all. Now, that might just to me being not that into wrestling at that time, just sort of watching on TV. This is before internet. Well, not before internet, but this is certainly before social media. So people didn't talk about it on Twitter. People didn't talk about it on Facebook. So I don't know. Wow, that really surprises me.
Yeah.
Huh. I've actually started to notice, I've been mentioning this, somebody mentioned this, you're a wrestling fan when you start mentioning things like heel turns, in terms of people at work and things like that. I've noticed I've started using heel turn when somebody goes good and then goes to bad, even if it's not in wrestling now. Yeah. And I think Jay mentioned it for something as well recently. It was kind of funny. Somebody who did something bad and he was like, oh, they're a heel. I was like, oh yeah.
Like in a movie when your favorite character suddenly has something bad to them and now they start like...
Yep. Yeah, no, it's starting to creep into my regular language, I've noticed. And I've noticed
but the thing
you
about
guys do too.
Me is, when Roman Reigns was a face, I liked him. When Roman Reigns was a heel, I still liked him.
I think you can I still like Dean Ambrose. I don't care if he's a heel or a face. I like the lunatic.
I'm starting to not like him, but...
that's fine.
Because I like Seth and Dean, but I'm liking Seth right now because obviously he's the face. When you like two wrestlers and one of them's a heel and one of them's a face, you're probably going to like the face. But when you only like one of them and then they're the heel, you're probably going to like the heel.
I like both. I like Seth and I like Dean. I don't know where the storyline's going right now. It's getting a little crazy. I didn't like that Dean talked, but now he is talking. I'm enjoying that as well now. Yeah, I don't know. I can like him. I'm actually agreeing with you. I'm not that impressed with Daniel Bryan as the heel right now. I much preferred him as a face. I don't like that he's not doing the yes thing, but that obviously he has to do that because he doesn't want the fans to cheer right now.
Yeah.
But I much prefer the yes chant. I'm personally disappointed because if I see Daniel Bryan, I want to be involved in the yes chant. And if he's there at an event that we go to and he doesn't do that, I'm going to feel like it. We've never got to do the yes chant, have we?
Yeah, we did.
We did? Was he there?
In Battleground.
Oh, I guess I forgot. He wasn't. Oh, was he just as general manager?
No. It was before the event. When the fans do the woo and then all that.
That's not the same thing. No, I want him running out and then doing it. But I guess we did. But yeah, he wasn't there for actually doing it. But that's like one of the most pumped up moments to fans when they actually do that.
I thought he was there at SmackDown 1000 too.
I guess he must have been. Perhaps we did. Perhaps I just forgot about it. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to watch that one back again. I can't remember. If it wasn't as memorable as I thought it was then.
The thing about wrestling is when somebody in school asked me she told me that there were so many wrestling shirts that she didn't understand, and I told her, if you want to understand them, then you have to watch wrestling. Yeah. That's exactly why I wear these shirts, because I actually understand them. And then they're cool to me, but to other people, it's just... what is that?
Well, it can be a conversation starter as well, because people can look at it and then try and figure it out and then want to know. Now, I'm looking at the one you're wearing right now. You don't have all WWE shirts as well, though. You have a variety.
Yeah.
You also have some ones from Impact.
Which is one I'm wearing. No, I'm wearing a Ring of Honor.
That one's Ring of Honor?
Yeah.
I know it's Bully Ray, but I think that's Impact, I thought. Doesn't it say on the bag? We'll take a little time out on the label. It says Impact Wrestling.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, it says Impact Wrestling on the back.
Ring of Honor. Remember when he was with Jonathan Gresham?
Well, you can still have the same thing. You can still have the same character for that.
Well, he was on both, I guess.
Yeah, he is. He's Bully Ray on both. And it says,
mess with the bull, you get the horns. Mess with the bully, you get the tables. Yeah. The person saw the back of my shirt and was thinking of a different bully, like a school kind of bully.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair enough. Well, I think that's the play on words, though. I think that's part of the idea, that if you are a bully, then you could still get that. No, that would make sense. No, you have some of those characters, like, think of because we just watched part of NXT. People who are on Ring of Honor and also appear on New Japan, they often keep the same characters as well.
Yeah.
So they don't change their names.
Jericho.
Chris Jericho changes his character all the time, but yes, all the Young Bucks, they appear on both, and as far as I know, they keep pretty much the same characters. Cody Rhodes as well. So I don't think it's as big a deal for that one, but WWE doesn't like it though. If you leave WWE, you pretty much got to change your name.
And they asked about the tables too. When you think of tables, you think of eating at a dinner table, like you're getting a table, not getting thrown through a table, like.
And as I mentioned on Twitter, when you see a picture of a table, you think of, and you always say every time, man, that was like $160 or whatever that figure is. $135, whatever was quoted for that. But yeah, I still don't know why they're so expensive.
Exactly.
I have no idea.
You could buy an actual thick table for that.
Well, that's the whole point. If you did a real table, it would hurt your back because it wouldn't break. Well, so you got to have something that's got a bit of give in it.
Nick Cage got slammed through a door that was about an inch thick.
As far as we could tell.
Off the top rope.
As far as we could tell. You don't know if that was weakened. You don't know what wood that was. That could have been balsa wood for all you know. You don't know. It could have been painted. You don't know what type of wood that was.
Oh.
I doubt it was oak. I don't think they're going through an oak door. I have no idea what it is. Some of those things are obviously fake. Like, if you think those trash cans they use is the same ones that you have in the street.
No.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
And the thing is, maybe they unscrewed the bolts a little bit.
Could be.
So it looked more cooler than it actually was.
I'm sure there's a lot of stuff going on. And as we talked about before, the end of the ring, the side of the ring is not the hardest part of the ring either.
It feels very soft. They put some extra padding under it, as we felt on...
Correct.
Nova Pro, and we felt Fury.
Yeah, so they obviously changed things to make it look worse than it actually is, so I don't know for that one.
The ring post is hollow, too.
Uh-huh. The light tubes, I don't think they fake that, though. As far as I know, if they use light tubes, that's legit, as far as I can tell. All right, go ahead. What was your number one moment?
My number one moment is Samoan drop and Cesaro swing to Xavier Woods and Jimmy J. Uso.
It was Jay for this one.
Okay.
It was just one of them. But yeah, I actually know this time it was Jey Uso, because I actually wrote that down. That was one of your questions. Who won that match? So I know that one was Jey Uso. Yeah, the strength, phenomenal. There's been a lot of things like that recently. It reminded me, once he did it...
Ronda Rousey?
Correct. It reminded me of Ronda Rousey when she got both Bellas stacked up on her back. Mm-hmm. And then there's been a lot of those. Or also they did, what did she do? She did an arm bar on both of them.
And a drop.
I'm trying to remember who it was on.
Oh, Riot Squad.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, she did an arm bar on the Riot Squad at the same time.
I was reading a Kids Sports Illustrated magazine, and... It was like the best 20 moments in sports, and number 8 was, or 7 was Ronda Rousey picks up Triple H.
Yeah.
No, it was Ronda Rousey's debut, but it was showing that.
But it shows you how mainstream she's become now. That of all if you just think of the major sports, you've got the big 4 sports to start off with, and then she's already at number 7.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Because you could have easily probably picked 2 moments from each of those big sports straight away, and before you even started looking at this. And then there's things like NASCAR, there's things like, well, if in England there'd be like rugby, there'd be cricket. There's still a lot of other sports, but
bowling, golfing.
Yep. But the fact that a female wrestler who'd been wrestling for less than a year has made such an impact so quick, it's impressive.
Number 1 on whatever it was magazine.
PWI?
Yeah, PWI.
I think it's PWI, yeah, she got number 1 straight away.
Jordan Grace was on it.
She was. We went through that list to see. I'm not surprised.
We played a game where Daddy showed us the picture, and then we had to try to guess the wrestler.
There was quite a few we didn't know, admittedly. Yeah. There was also people from Japan who we just don't know. There were some from the Indies. Obviously, if they've been to Nova Pro, we know them. Or if we've seen them on Powerbomb, we know them. But there was still quite a few we don't know. But within a year, I was impressed, actually, how many female wrestlers we did know.
Yeah.
Because if you had asked me before, I would have only picked out probably people from Raw, people from SmackDown, and that would have been it.
Not a Nova Pro person.
Yeah, we've not been going there that long.
That was before Jordan Grace signed with Impact. Now she's going to go way up the rankings now.
She'll be even higher next time, I'm sure they do. In a year's time, when they do that list again, I'm sure
Top 30?
I would be very surprised if she wasn't. I can't remember what rating she was this time, I have to admit.
It was
I don't even remember at all.
I thought it might have been 56.
It might have been, and I honestly don't remember. Considering they have 32 people appear in that Mae Young Classic, it shows you there's a lot of female wrestlers just from that, and there's obviously a lot more outside of that as well.
Yeah.
In terms of different promotions. None of the WWE women.
Oh, yeah, Deonna Purrazzo was on it, too.
Deonna Purrazzo was on it as well. I'm trying to remember if Mia Yim was on it. She must have been, surely.
I didn't think so.
I don't remember. I'd have to look through. We looked through that about a month ago, and I honestly don't remember.
Yeah.
I think I asked you the question was, guess who's in the top 10? And I asked you and Jackson to come up with names. And did he even say Alexa Bliss in the end? I don't think he did.
No.
Like his favourite wrestler, he always says Alexa Bliss, and he didn't say Alexa Bliss, and she was top 10.
I'm surprised Paige isn't on there.
She's injured. She hasn't wrestled.
But she's GM.
Doesn't matter. It's based on wrestling. She's not wrestled. She was injured for a while, and then she came back, and then she got injured again straight away. So she hasn't had a chance. Alexa did hold titles. That's the difference. Although she's injured right now. Once again, that resurfaced again. Alexa Bliss might not wrestle anymore. She had multiple concussions within a short period of time, and they don't know when she's coming back or if she's coming back, was the report that I read today. So, yeah. I don't know. All right, was that your number 1?
Yep.
All right. Now, we actually, as we've been recording on Thursday recently, we actually had a chance to watch NXT ahead of time. And we always talked about, we love NXT. We like to talk about NXT. Mm-hmm. We got to watch a little bit. Do you want to talk about, we're not going to talk about top three, but anything specific you want to talk about what happened on NXT this week?
We saw Punishment Martinez.
Yeah, it was his debut. I thought it was his debut, but I wanted to check, like, sometimes I miss a week here and there, and I don't always remember that I've missed a week.
And you know how commentators sometimes make up stories to make this wrestler seem tough?
Uh-huh.
Apparently, when he was growing up, his dad pushed him to be the best fighter ever, and he fought 6 men in the ring at once.
Where did you read this?
I didn't read it. I heard it on the commentary.
Oh, okay.
But then he lost to one Matt Riddle.
As I said at the time, that's a pretty tough debut if you're coming in against Matt Riddle.
But
if he beat Cassius Ohno in 6 seconds,
6 men.
Okay.
And then there's one Matt Riddle.
6 average men.
I still think 6 average men could win.
Depends who they are. Depends how old they are as well.
True.
I don't know.
But
I don't know. I think Matt Riddle is a very special case. I wasn't expecting Matt Riddle to lose that. I think he's going to go on a long run. He's going to go on a long winning streak. If he loses, I don't think it's going to be clean. I think somebody will probably interfere at some point. But I could imagine him going undefeated all the way up to when he goes up to the main roster. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. Yeah. He's obviously not faced any... Although Punishment Martinez is a big name, he hasn't faced any of the big names on NXT right now. So he's not faced like Ciampa. He hasn't faced Aleister Black, Gargano, anybody like that. So we'll have to see. But yeah, tough debut for him. But you can see he's got strength. Those clotheslines, whew. So what would it be? 6'6" I saw in one place, or 6'7"?
6'7".
There was different rating ones.
2 pounds.
Yeah, he was pretty heavy. So he's got some strength as well, and you could see that. So I'm sure he'll do well.
Matt Riddle's pretty strong too.
Matt Riddle is strong. He's definitely he was a good MMA fighter.
I think
women... Do you know how old Matt Riddle is? I meant to ask you that.
No.
Do you want to guess?
33.
Oh, you got it right on. I think that's about right. I honestly thought he was mid-20s. There was some documentary on the network about him. They're like 4 or 5 minute clips, and you can see as they announced his debut, and then they show you his family, and then he went back to like his original ring and stuff. And I was like, he's 33? I was like, I guess it's that whole bro thing. I always think of that more as a college type stuff. He acts like a college kid. So I guess I thought he was, but he's got his family, he's got kids, and I was like, oh, okay.
You told me that he used to be in the MMA and then he got kicked out.
He did?
That adds some age on.
I guess so. That's
so he can't be like mid-20s.
I guess that was probably about 5 years ago, and it takes a while to get up to those UFC ranks as well. I guess that's probably true. All right, anything else you want to talk about from NXT?
No, not really.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Io Shirai and Bailey. Yeah.
Oh, not Kairi Sane. I always get those two mixed up. Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai comes out, and they're fighting all 3, like, horsewomen, but they're getting attacked. Where is Kairi Sane?
Don't know.
Injured?
I don't know. Actually, I do know why Kairi Sane's not there. Now, what's the thing with NXT is, though, you got to remember it's not live. I don't know when these were recorded. These might have been recorded a month ago. Kairi Sane actually has hand, foot, and mouth disease right now.
What's that?
I don't know, but it's not good. It's normally something kids get. I didn't even know it's like a hygiene thing. Now, I don't know. It could just be somewhere she was. I'm not very versed on this, but I know it's bad. It's very contagious, and you've got to stay away. So I did see pictures from, I think somebody posted clips from pictures she posted on Instagram, I think it was. So she's not wrestling right now, but I don't know if that's because this might have been a few weeks ago when this was recorded. So it's a possibility, though. All right, if you don't have any moments, I have one moment I want to talk about.
No, that's it.
Right at the end. I thought it was great. I liked it. We had Ciampa, we had Aleister Black, we had Gargano in there, we had the BA Gargano, we'll do the abbreviation there, and talked about the fact they're going to have a steel cage match.
Yeah.
I still don't know why they're doing that on a regular show. To me, I don't understand that. I thought they would have waited for a pay-per-view. I guess it's the last show before Christmas, because it's the 19th of December. So they probably won't, I don't know if they're going to do one on the 26th. With it being so close to Christmas, so it might be like a Christmas special or something for them. I don't know, but yeah, I'm excited for that. And as you said, there's no way WWE's doing a steel cage match on a regular show. All right, within a few moments of Matt having listened to this, he'll tell us when they've had a regular steel cage match on a regular show, and he'll tell us the dates and how many matches there's been. But I don't remember it. Certainly not while we've been watching anyway.
I know that that WWE pulls down the Punjabi prison. They pull that down for the setup, but they don't actually wrestle.
Yeah, it's I was really surprised that they're going to do that. I really like that.
It was probably old WWE.
I was, somebody asked us recently, what was the match of the year? And I picked Gargano and Ciampa, but it was kind of close. I thought that Aleister Black and Gargano match was really good at the last one as well.
I can't remember what I picked.
That would have been, you originally went for the North American, was it tables, ladders, chairs, 6? And I don't know if you changed your match after that.
Yeah, I did.
You did? When did you change? Oh, you picked the War Games 2.
Yes,
you picked the main event of War Games 2. But there's been all the ones we've picked are all from NXT. I think that's significant. But yeah, I agree. I think they've been some really good ones.
Now the thing is, it's an hour long, and Raw is 3 hours. You can fit a lot more things on there.
I think that's an advantage, though, for NXT. They don't have as many storylines to write, so you can really focus on quality over quantity. British comedy shows normally have 6 episodes, and that's the end of the series. American shows have 24. For me, the English shows are far better. Why? Because you can focus on quality rather than content.
I'm watching a show that I really, really like. It's 45 minutes an episode. There's 12 episodes a season, and there's 12 seasons.
Well, what is it?
Seventh Heaven.
I don't know.
I really like it. Apparently, Mommy heard of it, but she didn't watch it when it was around when she was growing up.
I think it was. Isn't it on the WB? Is that what it's called? You probably don't know that. You're probably watching it on Netflix or something.
I'm watching it on my Kindle.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, but what platform are you watching it on? Is it Netflix?
Prime Videos. I think that's Amazon where I get my videos from.
All right, yeah.
I don't have Netflix or Hulu.
Okay, I don't know what that show is. I have a feeling that's not a show that I'm interested in at all. It sounds familiar. I think it's one of those shows on the WB, but yeah, I'm watching
Mommy watched it. Mommy said that she heard of it when she was growing up.
I've heard of it. I seem to remember it when I first moved to the States, or perhaps
it's really good. I like it.
Okay, but yes, you got. How did we get onto that? What's that got to do with what wrestling? I don't remember. Work backwards. Quality over content.
Yeah. All
right. Well, we'll see. What season are you on right now?
2.
Okay, I'm going to call
episode 3.
All right, I'm going to call it right now. By the time you get to season 5, it's not going to be anywhere near as good. Spoiler alert. They never are. After a while, same with Walking Dead. First few seasons were good. After that, quality dropped.
The thing is, I was watching this Thunderbirds. There's 8 seasons. I was done around 5 because it got boring.
Yeah, they run out of steam after a while. There's only so many stories you can do. And there was one other one I saw people talk about today, Supernatural. Same thing. I watched the first few seasons of that, and I haven't watched the rest of them. They can't keep it going. I think The X-Files was the exception to that for me. I watched all 10 seasons, but even for that, I would have to say the last few were nowhere near as good. All right, so we're rambling. I think we better call it quits at that, Mason.
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to think if next week, where are we? Next week, we might possibly do a Nova Pro one. We'll have to see, or it might be the week after. We'll play that by ear, but that will do for us this week.
It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him.
Goodbye.
The music was ZigZag by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0, http://creativecommons.org/licenses/by/3.0/.
Alright guys, we're going to try something.